So we're not actually, so we're heading to the border. Okay, I'm in a car, so you can cross the border by car or on foot. Two ways, like the two ways, don't know what two ways. Because you can fly across also, but the two ways you don't spend time foot by car. So by car, which is how I almost always cross. In fact, they'll avoid cross by two or three times on foot, but it's interesting. Different. But anyway, not actually go into the border. There's three ways to cross. There's three what they call line. There's the general all traffic line, ready line, and there's the set them. So basically based on how much security clearances you have, how much money you would like spend, the combination of those two things, or how many official documents you have, basically. So the general lines are, of course, have the longest wait time. Wait times can be from, an hour. General lines typically go like 3 or 4 to 8 to 12 to sometimes days. People wait in line, get across the border. Ready line, theory, you have all the right paperwork. So you have your passport, you got the official identification, whatever you need across the border. Those are ready to go. Let's name the ready line. In reality, they're not always ready if people go there. So like that line also backs up quite a bit. That's typically an hour at least, if not, since we have a day sometimes. People get in that line. I think that's probably the most commonly used line. If you've got to be in the U.S. to say for an 8 a.m. job, you may get in the line like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, just built to play it safe, depending on the day and all kinds of other factors. So it's not a lot of fun crossing that. You don't really, other than Century. And Century, when I get to use, it's of course, you have to go through the whole security process and there's an interview and all kinds of other stuff. It takes forever. I think a car scout costs a bunch of money too. But once you get that, it makes it easier in the sense that now your crossing paths are probably in the 20 to 30 minutes and sometimes 10, 15 minutes, I think. So, but rarely more than an hour, very rarely. Really doesn't accelerate across the border. Crossing every day, I mean, it really doesn't end up. It already takes, it's a 25-minute drive or so to get to the border. You're waiting another 20 minutes, I guess, an hour just to get across. Sometimes it can get pretty frustrating. But as you'll see, and I saw this on the third trip, saw that in the superhighway construction project that's happening. Has been a really big time, at least for me. So you're starting to see that up a little bit further. But this is Route 1, US 1. It's not, that's what Mexico 1, I should say, US 1. Route 1. The quota, it's the one that is a toll road, so you actually pay money. There's another one, the equivalent road that you don't, it's not a toll road, it's called the Lee Road. Free road. That one runs basically north-south also, but it's got lights and takes forever. You have tons of traffic and all that sort of thing. Not much it's free. The new superhighway system they're building is supposedly toll free, at least to begin with. We'll see that. So I sure hope it does. This particular toll, one toll you'll have to pay, which normally I have a tax to get around to get through for free, but it has expired and I didn't have the right paperwork and stuff. It's a $100,000 story, but any case, right now I got to pay for the toll again. I'll get that sorted out. You can't pay it by credit card. It's tolls in Mexico. I'll be sure you have to pay so if office needs $1, so make sure you're paying it on your own time. Probably go to Mexico. They do have an easy pass system again, like mentioned mine's expired, but it's not nearly as sophisticated as what they have like in the US or countries, Europe, say. I mean, it works, but it has some glitches from time to time. Still got a little work to do, I think, to get it up to 100% slot. Let's get there. So yes, today I got about this far and realized I had no money, no cat. I had forgotten that I think I was 40 I had to turn around way back home. So you can how you possible. Así es. ¿Cuántos? El 6 faltan 11 pesos. That's what it, as usual, the disorganized mess there. Told pretty nice about it though. Let's handle a lot of dirty change, and then like, then it counted. Like, I usually I just not used to have to deal with that toll because I usually have the whole pass sleep, but way longer than should I be nice about it. See the solar is direct. So we're up here now. So to your left is what they call Playas Tijuana. So Tijuana Beach, and it's really not a very nice beach. I'm gonna tell you. It's a nice little town, nice little area. The Tijuana beach itself, it's got a big running. You saw my other the other one of these that day when I walked. Yeah, that walk with Hill. Nice man, Substack Hill. By the way, that's my partner in crime here in 50s. Okay. Give me a little walk my neighborhood. And yeah, you got to see the beach near my place, which is a very, very nice beach. One quite contrast to Tijuana Beach, which is not quite as nice. And the clientele on the beach are not it's not necessarily the highest rung of society that way. But what you mentioned, that I'm almost out of gas. Oh, luckily, that's so all gas stations. Interestingly enough, if you are full service, so there's no self serve gas in Mexico. It's sort of like a jobs program again, but just like yours, whatever. Go safe and head. So I don't know if it's true or not. But fascinating things you learn. Mexico has no self service gas station, as far as I know, anywhere in the country. Or the it's kind of nice actually. I kind of once you get to full service, kind of get used to it. Sometimes it's annoying. Like, just want to get out of the car. It's like, hurry up. Let's put my own gas. But you can't do it. You got to wait. But they also want you to wait for things sometimes, which is kind of nice. It's pretty dirty here. It's really dusty in the desert, after all. I still struggle with the whole the liters and gallons thing because the 22s, the prices, like 22.19, it's always the same, basically 22.99 per liter. So it equates to like, I think 250 or something, 230 or something a gallon, something like that. I can't remember what the exact number is, but it's been basically the same since I moved down here 2.5 years ago. And that's because the state government of Mexico, the country of Mexico, kind of controls the gas price of the essentially because next the gas company, the big gas company, Grease Gas Company here. Actually, a whole holiday. Well, my favorite Mexican holiday is called Oil Expropriation Day. We actually celebrate the fact that they took all the oil fields over from the government of Mexico, took over all the control of all the oil fields from who was it that owned them at the time. That was a big, huge international uproar in Mexico and lucked out big time. This is they're about to get everyone's going to come down really hard on them. World War II broke out, and so everybody kind of forgot about the fact that Mexico had expropriated all these oil fields. Not they stuck it in there without too many repercussions. The international community have stayed that way. It turned out nice in the long run because yeah, now gas doesn't fluctuate here the price like it does in the U.S. or other countries. But there has been a general increase. It's not like it never goes up. I mean, I think this is pretty near historic highs. But since I've been here, it's not gone up. That much. I think yeah, sorry about this. I think they get gas. Well, anything else? Great, anything else? Takes like terrible Spanish. And I've said many times, I think it's really hard for you to learn Spanish because they oh, you live in Mexico, you can learn Spanish, but here, no, song. Sort of like on the other side of California, it's like California here, everybody speaks the word Spanish. So it's kind of a solid language, but English, you don't have to speak a word of Spanish. You can get by here. Wow, too much for you. Not saying you should do that, but so yeah, see, no watch. Now, normally, if it's run live, what that would stop this. Now it's the day it's out, I was like that, but how often you do that? Fine by me. I mean, it's something to watch, but if you're what the heck, what's this guy doing? He's sitting there doing nothing. How about that? Issues here. Yeah. Right. All filled up back in our way. So my card didn't work, my debit card. And so the stupid Capital One, I got this bank. So they switched their network, I guess, to this Discover network. In Mexico, there's nobody takes the Discover network. I mean, nobody. So my card went from being, I could use it basically anywhere. My debit card, that is. I can't use it anywhere. They have a completely useless debit card. And get mine. They just one bank in Mexico, like Unity Bank. Once I use it. A foreign country. It's not even like a lot. Just for some. You can see this bridge here on this map, but trying to find it, quite the bit of it. Like you see, it's just a part of the it's fire now. It's done. It's not the defense. That's yeah. So reason that kind of it's not that I would do that. It's road here, but all the way from here to right now, Tijuana Airport. It's about 45 minutes to get to the Tijuana Airport, and also about to make it to the Diego Airport. This new road here, probably 20 minutes to get to the flats because it goes directly basically there. Cuts through all this downtown, all this traffic and stuff, but still on it. No, it's got some bad traffic. That's the way worse. But it's pretty bad. You see the border wall now, across to your left. Well, that's big called, as I call it. Nice door. Someday, once you try to get through it, wall in the doper, that's something you want to notice. That's to the left. That's right. So, say, well, we have a couple months of the year. Always seems to know it. It's not, it's out of, but I hear different things, different people about it. Percent down in Blackbird, say, last 20%. I've also heard it. It's really interest, full poverty, well, less. And so right now you have two lanes going east-west here. It's like going east, west, they're all four going to go in the same direction. That's construction here in the night. Fucking mosques and that. Roads closed. The traffic's already notorious. Yeah, we're at a point here where tension threats of Mexico and not. It's sort of high putting it. Time bomb for saying this. That, I mean, I'm, it's sort of funny, but you have to write the story for the American modern day like today. So it has all the characters in it, or most of the characters in it are like Trump's in it, Bounce in it, like whatever. Like it's weird. It's so weird. It's so eerie. Sometimes I think that right. Like the next day I'll see something that news about it. Like very similar thing. So it's really, really yeah. Sometimes I haven't really liked the story. I really would like starting a book. I've got 18 chapters done published. I've kept it pretty short. Like, I think it's 40 or 50,000 words so far. It's weird, dude. It's way outside my normal genre. It's like a, I don't even know what Tom Clancy action. I've never read a Tom Clancy book, by the way. I don't even know what that means, but I think in my head what a Tom Clancy roller would be like actually is rolling based on what I expect. Like, I think I've seen Hunt for Red October. I think I thought that. That's Tom Clancy, dude. I think that's it. I think that, you know, that's how I envision. That's what I call it. I really is like a Jason Bourne, a Bourne style type deal, which I don't know that I've seen one of those. Which I think it's not the first one. Anyhow, it's a sort of an action thriller adventure. It's like a CIA agent style type deal, but it's partially based on by myself, my wife, sort of a very, 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 very loosely named character. It's roughly being set are pretty roughly. It takes place in and around the areas where I killed myself off up anyway. Not spoiler. Not coming back here. Found it very annoying to have to write a character that was sort of based on myself. And I do that sometimes, but it was really bothered me. I sort of thought that actually down that, but this was stuff I didn't like. First, it was kind of fun. A lot of times when I write stuff with people that are sort of semi based on, it's definitely not. Definitely not. You'll get that confused sometimes. But I do. I'll say things. Anyway, especially when you're writing in the first person, it's a lot. It's not me. It's a story, it's a made up story. Or whatever. Hard to, the way I write sometimes just sounds very authoritative. I really know what I'm talking about. Authoritative, I guess. It sounds like it's coming from like an authoritative place. Certain. So, I'm not doing a mistake at it. Take full advantage of that. So bias. Worry bias being one of the most common biases. There's a ton of them, but the idea that we give people this is an authority or have sacred excellence, like give their opinions greater weight than other people's opinions, even if their opinions are in areas of which they have no particular expertise or knowledge. So the fact that I have a PhD, we go like about off about some top political things. People tend to give my opinions more weight just because of that PhD, but microbiology, which they shouldn't, because I have no more knowledge about it or whatever than anybody else. Of course, I do because it's me. I do have more knowledge than anybody else, but that's just because I'm an unusual case. But most cases really should not. I'm kidding. Probably do understand when I say things like that. I'm joking. I don't really think that. I really do. I don't. I'm just joking. Or am I? That's the question. So I'm not really sure myself. I get it. But I'm pretty smart, I guess. Oh, really smart. Let's say, well, let's say my top 5%. Top 1%. I don't think, see, I guess it probably gets left a bit. I see people working up there. Like sometimes there'll be like 500 people up there at a time. Yeah, for instance, so that's more if you want to try some Sprite, or if you want Friday morning, yeah, like rush hours, other by the worst possible times thing. Supposed to be somewhere at 10. So I've already been told to go to the end of the line. By the way, I got back to right there with I was saying the lines, 3 lines. So what I'm doing now, it's going to the border, but I'm not really heading towards the end of the line. So I think all of the 3 lines back up very far. And so you never really know how far they're going to back up. And because of that, you don't really know. There's a whole bunch of different routes that you can take to get to the end of the line. You never know where the end of the line is. That's changing where which route you should take, probably. I stopped playing that game a long time ago. I'm trying to figure out where to go. Like I said, I take the same route basically every time now. It's the fastest route to get. In fact, I know it is. It is the fastest route. The shortest route to get to the front of the line. But you have to backtrack off the dimes almost every time to get to the end. Hope just wiped out at the front of the line early. You got to go all the way. You got to backtrack up, back of the line. But even doing that, it's going to find it quicker than trying to second gas. But it's, there's cameras and there's all these apps that try to figure out where you should go. It's always just time thinking about it. It's like, that's screw every time. I mean, it probably works out about the same. It's a lot less frustration for me. Of course, now they're changing things too. I just read something where the lines are for wine. I don't blame them. Backs on because all screwed up. So people waited in line to get much more. Actually, Friday afternoon coming down to Mexico. I wait an hour. Really backed up. What the rest of the deal, but yeah, at least it's awesome. But luckily, I'll be back. Nice to go. I'll be back. Luckily, heavily named Hostel, California, not the Hotel California. Hostel, California. They're a big state thing that's Hostel if you want. Right. Actually, no, I think it's two hostels. Vaguely remember. I was in London. That's why. That's real. A lot of my friends did the whole hostel hopping thing, whatever. College. Yeah, this thing here, I'm probably good. You see like people queued up. I think maybe even since anyway, you see stuff like that. I don't know what about it. Anyways, you can't see these people queued up here on the left. This is like military government something or other. But there's always people that go there. I think I don't think they give out like benefits or something or announce or something. I don't know what they do. But they've got a whole bunch of people standing in line, something. You know what I mean? It's just like any other big city. Really, they really don't. I don't think it's all that different. Everybody has too much nuance. And it's not very good. I mean, it's all cities are. I mean, I've been to around the world. So I've been in a lot of big cities around the world. They're all kind of the same. Or like people, some good ones, some bad ones. And it's like city good parts, the bad parts. But really, it's a city, and it's a whole bunch of people trying to get by. I've not seen it made. If you want to place safe, everybody developed safe or whatever. I've not felt there's many times, but I've not felt unsafe here since I've been down here. Or have I heard a gunshot or seen gunfight or seen anybody get killed or a burning barrel, which is a classic on TV. Classic burning barrel, but do you want it? Every time it's just different moves, it's got some street. Anyway, I look at the footage. It looks like it's from the first Gulf War, the fall of Baghdad. Because The landmarks do not look right. It does not appear to be Tijuana. I don't know where the stock bridges come from. The Tijuana stock bridge with the burning barrels, but it does not appear to be Tijuana. I've not yet seen any burning barrels or burning tires or anything else on fire other than the homeless. Occasionally, homeless people have a fire in the car. You say that any city. So, yeah, they point out on my walk. I don't know, whatever other thing I did. I'm not walking around doing bulletproof vests. They go out in the morning, ducking gunfire, cartels, shootouts left and right. Not, it's not, it's despite what you buy, but it's difficult to say. I'm not saying there's not that violence, and there is. In other parts of Mexico, for sure, it's not. That violence is real, and for sure it happens near to Tijuana, but it's not. It's under that war between cartels, the police, whatever I call it, an underground. Not in it's not. At least to the normal everyday potential. It definitely happened. It just happened. It's like chaos, disorder in the streets. That's just not. It's not good for business. Oh, it's persuaded. Sounds kind of brass, but have crime. Organized crime is a much better kind of crime than have organized. And organized crime is interested in stability, the most part, it's in order. It's a big thing. Well, business friendly, if you will. I'm not saying it's a good thing to have organized crime. Definitely not. But I'm just saying, if you had to have one of the two, I will take the organized crime. But in fact, with organized crime, disorganized crime is great encouraged at the outside the system. So disorganized crime is punished pretty severely. So I tend to have less of that disorganized crime. Now there's a big trade off there. I'm not saying I want crime, but I've got to pick one of the two. Definitely going to go organized. Okay, so the line's not that bad. That's a bad point here, but it's really great. I love that. So I think somebody had a point on like that. So I'm going to turn around here. This traffic circle here. Start heading back towards the board. It used to be I would just do a U-turn there in the middle of the road, but I got ticketed for that. I almost got ticketed another time, so I don't take that chance anymore. Don't want the Mexican police going over and stuff. So I took off. All right, so now so I'm in the line at the Century Line. So for your regular border cross, would be a regular. It depends. Different identifications, different documents, everything. Depending on the situation. Send up a little wedge apart if I can get across the border. I also have my documents, my dog. Basically, I had this whole issue with dog a while back. So they go crazy about screwing up with a dog and everything. So you have that different documents for that. Screw and then both screw and thing, those are the wild, which I think is kind of blown up. Usually when the politics get bad between US and Mexico, all of a sudden it's a weird thing that you shouldn't hear. Harder to get much support. But right now with the government shutdown, actually, I've been surprised because the CBP people, the US Customs and Border Patrol, I guess are mostly coming to work, but I haven't seen a real impact, heard of a real big impact on the border crossing time. I could be less people are crossing, but they're worried about it. I'm not sure. Obviously, it's had a huge impact in the US on travel. I have not done a lot of travel. I've done quite a bit in Mexico, or lots of Mexico. Going airport, actually, I like better. Sort of a similar size, but it's just much easier to navigate. Newer, it's nicer. And people be surprised by that, but I was surprised by it myself the first time I went in there. I was like, wow, really nice airport. Many airports in Mexico. Ones I've been to are really quite nice. They have a very, very deep, pretty good air reputation as executive barrier. Have you tried to buy tickets on the Mexican flights outside the country. Flights are ridiculous, right? Within the country, travel, $100, $50, fly anywhere in the country. And I'm direct flights if you want. What's the name? Not to minutes into it, so you get to a lot of good nights flights, a couple hours. All right, so this is officially the start of the line, and it's all the buses, right? And you use the more direct traffic here, but there's on here that's tell you that it's a very likely part. Turns on the subline to be closer. Can't say cannot be recording at the project or right? Be unclear. I'll go a little bit further here. I think they go crossing itself. San Ysidro, of course, that's what this is. The world's largest land border crossing, and of course, heavily trafficked by volume. So every time, I'm sure they keep. I'm sure they keep track of that. Never had the nerve to do that. I mean, actually, to get you the dough of jazz that actually crossed. That's, anyways, thanks for joining. It's probably pretty damn boring drive, but I think that about 30 minutes or so when I started. I am not sure when I stopped the boarding here. And right coming up here, and now you can see how it as we go. Second, second one. Even got to the left, I varies on the way. There's a lot of people selling stuff. Sort of like a party kind of atmosphere. Sometimes more so than others, but there's usually people selling stuff. All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks for joining.